Hi, my name is Brian Otten. I'm behind the camera. I'm the marketing director at the Chamber, and I'm joined this morning in the second of a series of interviews with our ATHENA finalists. I'm joined by Olivia Hill, last year's recipient in the Young Professional category, and Nicole Williams, a finalist for this year's award in that same category. So it's nice to be here with both of you. And Olivia, I will let you take it away.
Sure. So thanks for joining us. And Nicole, thanks for joining me. It's wonderful to be able to get to know you a little bit. So I guess for everyone out there, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I am Nicole Williams. I currently live just north of here in Merrill. I'm very active in the Wausau community. I'm actually a boomerang, so we talk about talent attraction, people coming back. So I grew up in Stevens Point, went to high school in Merrill, left for the Army for just shy of 8 years, came back to this area, started a business on my own, did that for a couple years, and then have joined QPS Employment Group. I've been here for over a decade, which is wild to say, 10 and a half years, really focusing with leading a team and creating really great implementation solutions for our manufacturers that are trying to hire top talent. And then at home, I've got 2 daughters and a husband, and they are the reason why I do all the things that I do. So that's just a snapshot of me.
Awesome. So, you know, the ATHENA award and the program is really, there's so many core values to the program, and which includes creativity, advocacy, leadership. So can you share an example of a time that you've advocated fiercely for yourself or another person or a cause?
Yeah, great question. The thing that comes immediately to my mind is just recently, if anybody's following what's going on in the community, I've been on the Greater Wausau Chamber of Commerce board for over 7 years, and just a couple years ago there was this big talk about what are we going to do with the mall. And so there was a big advocacy call to go to City Hall and talk about why talent attraction in the downtown is so important to the city, to the community, to Wisconsin. And so there was a bunch of us leaders in the area that went to City Hall and spoke about why we need approval for the mall revitalization and to support WAS. And it was really impactful, and we're making progress, and we're digging ground, and the Children's Imaginarium is starting. And so it was to all, not me, just me individually, but being a part of that to really make a difference for our downtown and put ourselves back on the map.
Awesome. You know, sometimes being able to advocate or feel like you can do that, that's hard on a professional and a personal level. It takes a lot of courage as well. So kind of leading into my next question, can you share an example of how you've acted courageously? That last example was very courageous also, because that's hard to do. But yeah, is there any other points that, you know, really stand out in your mind?
I think it's being able to say what needs to be said when maybe others aren't ambitious enough, or maybe they're just a little afraid to be able to speak that. And so one thing that's always my motto is if there's a way to improve or to help somebody, never be afraid to use your voice. And I have always had that ambition to have that strong voice for others. So if somebody's not getting what they need, I will dig in and I will figure it out and get it done. And so being able to talk in front of others, even if you don't know how they're going to take what you have to say, doesn't matter. You have to use strong words and be courageous. And I do that for my team here at QPS. I do that for our community when there is big projects that need to be done, when others don't want to stand up or don't have the ability to do that. I want to speak on their behalf for that. So yeah, I'm never afraid to use my voice or be afraid of who I'm using the voice to. We always have to be respectful and assertive, but making sure that we're all trying to accomplish the same goals.
Excellent. And you talk about really finding priority and having priority in serving others and speaking on their behalf also, but also raising them up and having the courage to do that. So can you share an example of a time that you brought another woman into a leadership position on a project or a cause, and then in doing so, what did you learn about that experience, either about the experience, about yourself, you know, how did that reflect back on you and what you felt?
Yeah. So as I had mentioned, I've been with QPS over 10 years, and I lead the sales team. And to find really great sales reps, which is really problem-solving consulting, can be challenging. And so I am one of the lucky leaders to have identified at least 2 women, individuals that were recruiters before, and have been able to promote them, get them on my team to really join my sales team and the sales team of QPS here in this region in Wisconsin. And being able to see them go from working in an office, working with candidates, to then join the sales team and go out and work with the companies and the decision makers in the companies and be able to grow their career has just been awesome. So to internally hire and then have women on my team, when that's not always a commonality in the sales side, and we need a lot of women in sales. We're smart, we know how to consult, we know how to problem solve like no other, and so that's been really rewarding for me to continue to help them on their career path and their journey.
Mm-hmm. So it really is wonderful to hear you talk about having intentional, taking the intentional time to do that for everybody, taking away from your own time to do that for others as well. And I know you sound very, very busy. So, but talking about all the things that you do and just getting to know a little bit more about you, can you share some examples of how you serve others in the community?
Yeah. So I've been in lots of different organizations in the community. Right now, most impactful is the Chamber of Commerce and the GWPP, the Greater Wausau Prosperity Partnership, which is really the catalyst to create a lot of movement in some of the big projects in the community. So that's been fun. I'm still really connected to our SHRM group. So HR is the partner that we always are creating that partnership with. So the Central Wisconsin SHRM group, I have served on the board and support that and still stay connected to that organization, along with the Stevens Point HR group, the SPARA group. So that's been really great to just connect with other professionals and understand kind of the challenges they're dealing with within their career path. And then also I have 2 daughters, and really everything I do is for them, and so I'm heavily involved in their school. I'm on the PTO board. We're making sure that we're staying connected with other families and just showing that, being a role model to our youngest children and showing them that they can accomplish whatever they need to. They just have to put their mind to it. So I really try to show up, be present wherever I can, and whether it's in those events or with the children's lives.
Awesome. And I have a personal question for you. You have all these wonderful things going on. You sound so passionate about the work that you do.
Yeah.
And a lot of the work that you do also, that you talk about, is so much more above and beyond what I would consider the day-to-day 9 to 5. The advocacy, the volunteering, and even just the personal investment that you put into it. So kind of thinking about all of the work that you're doing,
Sure.
and your goals for the future in that work, what is it for you personally that motivates you to do that? Whether it be, I don't know, like a personal mission or something you're looking to accomplish, like what is that keeps you going and invested to do it, that you just don't stop?
Sure. No, that's a great question. First thing I've got to call out is when I found out I was nominated, I'm like, okay, I don't do as much as others do, right? Like, I know I'm involved, I know I do these things, but there's so many great women that are involved in everything, and I don't even know how they do it. And then I look at my schedule, and yeah, it's like, okay, we're pretty booked too, sports and the extracurriculars within the community and all of that stuff. But really where my passion lies and what, fuels my fire, so to speak, is just I want to make an impact, and I want to make an impact to the communities that I live in and that I'm a part of. And so the biggest thing that drives me is, even with QPS, is I'm helping businesses grow. By giving them the top talent that they need, their businesses can grow. Therefore, we can have healthy businesses in our community, and those employees can have a great lifestyle and continue to grow in the community. So that's where that builds. And then when I get to be a part of organizations like the Chamber and the GWBP and the impact that they can then have on the community, it's just a ripple effect. And then you start putting into the kids, okay, this is our next generation. These are the ones that are going to also need to make that impact. So it all really really ties nicely together. And when I'm like, yeah, this is going to make a difference, I'm in. You know, I will figure it out. I'm in. Let's go. So that's really where the base starts, and then everything just kind of is a puzzle piece and just fits perfectly.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and I look forward to seeing you at the event also.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. And I'll kick it back to Brian.
All right. Well, thanks both of you, Olivia and Nicole. Nice job. It was a great conversation. Thank you for participating in it. This is the second of 3 of these interviews that we'll have today. The next and final interview will be held at just after 11 a.m., so in about an hour. And we'll meet with Samantha Dietrich, another finalist. And so we look forward to seeing you again at a little bit after 11. We'll have additional interviews throughout the next week and a half. And if you haven't already, and you're considering registering for the ATHENA event, it's one of the Chamber's signature events. It's going to be held on Wednesday, November 8th at the Hilton Garden Inn in Rib Mountain. It's a lunchtime event. It's a great opportunity for you to attend and learn more about this year's finalists and learn who the recipients will be. So we encourage you to attend, and if you need more details on that, visit wausauchamber.com. Thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you again shortly.